So, when I was Einstein, my brain was. Do you know that in 1955, that time after the death of when I was Einstein, is they took my they steal my brain. They literally take my brain and then they try to study with all that. You know, thinking that they can find something in it. And humans don't think this way, Humans don't think practically, don't think logically or scientifically, you know. They only believe into things what they can hear, what they can touch, what they can, They don't think of things behind that without the souls inside you that are dry. It's like you're like a plane inside you that without a driver inside you, you are just a shell. Like exactly the plane without its pilot, where you are, just inside of the cations. You know? Think about that. Those who have left their body, those who were snatched, they left their body and there were no more drivers, so their bodies parked up inside of the box. You know? It's the same of when I was Einstein. Right away that day, I have made the will that do not touch this. It's too when I was Peyo, they call Peyo, when I was Peyo. My heart was then, it was the ending then, it was the ending of, my heart was taken from that as well, and then they moved into Philippines. And that is why I'm here. That is why I'm here, because this is where they bring my souls. Scientists takes body that are not thinking that it is an organ, it is your souls. Your organs is your souls. It must be preserved, not to be touched. It's also a symbol when I was on the cross, when they trying to shove that very long thorns on my head. Or I say, in his head. In chapel those times. Or say Michael, because we were the lema sa basyane. 5 on the cross, 5 on spirit, 5 is driving, 5 was body. To become 10 Sephira. And because organs is klipa. So those times when I was there, they were forcing me because I came out from it since after they have poked the brain cells on the side of the, on the left side of my head, when they poked the brain cells into that, the veins, the blood from the veins comes out from it. That's it was goes to my ear and goes to my back. It goes to my back, and then right on my back, that is where where there's the ending of your hairs is. That's where the water with the little blood comes. Basically like the sweat and the blood mixed. Mixed. It's also the symbol of the humans becomes mixed. Why? The body was holy, and then they messed it up, and then the human's body becomes also like that. When in after that time, the souls of someone's are transferred to one to another. That's when I've known this from heaven. That is the reason why everyone has to be extracted, and those who have leave their body somewhere, that's where they left their spirits. That's where they left the spirit because you don't know where your spirit was hiding. You know, sometimes your spirit in your bone, on your raised bone on the side of it by the veins of your raised bone on the left. Sometimes, there's a tissue in your raised bone. There's a tissue in there, which is, it's like there's a canna in there. When you poke the side of your wrist, where the wrist bone, there is like a canna in there. Like a water flowing from it. That's too the symbol of the when I was Messiah. When on the spirit realm, when I was making Eve and Adam, that's where I've had my blood from. You know, in that I slipped my finger and then slipped it into Adam, into his nose. Into his nose, and breathed the life on his breath. On his breath, he called through my nose, in my nose, I breathe into him, and then he inhale it, and he becomes Magdala. And through the visions inside, I put the other side Magdala and his J and his Thomas the apostle, and then on the other side is um, Chapnel and I. That's it. Chapnel and I. For me and Raphael to become second to be born, when inside of Eve. And inside of Eve, when we were taking, when it was all about their spears, the leaf, the leaf. Division, I'll tell you when I got thrown to it, how I divided the body of inside the body, why I have to slit their inside tummy, So when the forcefully shoved that thorns in my head, I came out into that veins, and I used my strong ointment for me to keep alive until I finished telling my father that it's done, until I finished my father that it's done. So basically, I was still there, and it was just like I was just literally like it was I was holding it with like I would say that like a rope on the both hand for it to stay and then like awake, stay awake until it's out, I was still alive then, and then it's also symbol of when they scattered my brain when I was Einstein. When they shoved the thorns into my head, it was a symbol of me to become Einstein's, scattered in the universe to be called Science Ana. Universal. When you see universal, that's when you called me tetragrammaton. And because my word, heavenly, is to be universal in the new heaven. And it was really painful when they done that because I was still souls inside of Einstein. You see, you get that, humans, that at the time of Jesus, they shoved the thorn in my head, and then at the time of my Einstein, they take my brain. That is connected to that. Every story are connection from one to another since I was first touched down to the world as Maya Bird. Maya Bird, you called Holy Dove. From I told you in the other record how I touched down her first, and that's I have the first meal with the beast. With the beast, I have the wild boar. I say boar, but we call it also beast. So when they take the brain of Einstein, it was really painful, humans. It was really, really painful for me to watch. And that's the time it was said that I will come back. I will come back. And then they think they could find something in it, and they could not find anything in it. You know why, humans? Because it's just your souls inside you. What is matters most is your spirit. You know, you could have a brain or you could have no brain or whatever if you can think and connect to the source, because inside you is just universe. Why? Because when I made Adam, I used the coconut as its head. You know, coconut is what I use to be Adam's head. And then abracadabra, be one. Be one. And then right away I saw flesh in it, and it was so funny to watch. It was so funny to watch that it started on the nail, and then it started on the ring fingernail, and then it slowly to the rest of the nails, to the rest of the body that covers the lock until it turns into just me. It turns into just like me, but that was with flesh, and it was mesmerized. It was just, like I said, it was just, wow, what is that? Was just, oh yeah, I'll just say. And then, after that, that's it. I asked him, what is the name of this? I was calling the animals beasts. What is this beast? What is this beast names? And he gives names into each and every one according to its how it moves, how it's because that's what he learned. And then he could not find anything from it, and I feel his like he was why am I alone here? That's what I see in him. Why am I alone here? And it was like a soul inside him. He feels like there is a pied loneliness in a deep, deep sorrows of him that he was looking for the rest. That's when I take the divisions from Adam, and by his on the side of his belly button, I cut that there where I took Magdala. I took Magdala from it. On the side, on the left side of the belly button, when you sit, there is like a line that goes into your belly, on your belly button. On the side of that is where I cut Adam, or I say Adam or Eve because they were one. I've cut Eve and then took Adam from here, and the same way I cut Adam on that side, on the right side, and take John from him. Those times he was called what you called Henry, or what you called those times he was called in this end, you in the time of RGSUS you called him Henry the Apostles, or Thomas the Apostle. That's his name. Thomas the Apostle was his name in this end, Henry Thomas. Completed, completed, meaning to say completed. So I found the 6 apostles in this end, which is the rest are up there already in heaven. So that is the symbol of the thorns on the cross. When spiritually my brain was being scattered somewhere, that was the time I become Einstein to get all back together. And then when I have it all back, they try to scatter my brain again by stealing the brains. They think they can get from it. Nothing. Why? Because it's just your souls. It's just your souls inside your body. Even if you have no heart, when I want you to beat that heart, then it will beat, It's like when you already fall to sleep. If I ask my father that to keep the man alive, then my father will keep you alive. That is what it is, humans. It's just the greed of the humans that can't understand that without your spirit, you are nothing. You're just like a snail. Without meat inside its snail, you're just a shell. Think about it.